is online. Grab your headphones, it's review time. Music's the love and niche divine. Laughs and insights mixed like wine. Every strong and every beat. They analyze, they can't be beat. Tune in on the socials meet. Join the fun and take your seat. If music's your thing, come along. Hear Amanda sing her song. Chris brings the notes all day long. Together they make us strong.
Welcome to another episode of Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. My name is Chris, as I'm sitting here losing my voice immediately as the show starts. In true fashion here. My name is Chris, and I am joined today, once again, sitting in Amanda's seat. He's so graciously agreed to be on today's show.
And gracefully.
Yes, Mr. Marc Ronick. Mark, how the heck are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm doing great. And yeah, hi, sick of me yet, everybody? I'm sure everybody wants Amanda back by now. I know I do.
Yeah, I know. It feels like an eternity. Amanda's been on vacation. But I'm glad that you could be here with us today, man. Thank you so much again for hanging out and having some fun with everybody today.
Yeah,
this is going to be a fun episode.
You swooned me into it, because if any topic with AI, you know I'm going to jump all over it. And this is a fun one. This is something I haven't done yet, at least publicly, with people. And creating my own AI music, finding some of those AI songs that are out there that just crack me up. I'm excited to swap songs with you today.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. This was a really interesting. This came up organically, so just to clue everybody in, and just for everybody tuning in right now, today's theme is AI music, AI generated music, and I was talking about it on the Instagram feed before we went live here on the show and on RadioGardenState.com and all that. Is that, you know, what I have for you today, Mark, is I actually have two cover songs and an original AI composition that I found. And I don't know what you have yet, so this is all going to be a surprise for each other today. But this was a fun show. This kind of came about because in a back channel chat that Mark and I are part of, which is part of the community he runs, a podcast morning chat, it came up. I think it was Nick that shared this video of someone reacting to an AI song. And I think he said, he's like, this would be funny for Song Swap Showdown for you guys to do. And that kind of kicked off the whole thing. And we're like, oh my God, that would be a great episode to do. That would be a lot of fun. And actually the timing of that was, oh, well, Amanda's away that week. So this would be a good little like departure from what we normally do. Kind of. I mean, it's not too far from what we do, but it wasn't a Wheel of Themes thing. It was something we said, you know what, let's do that in between, sort of while Amanda's away, and you know, maybe in the future, Amanda and I will do that one again, do this again too. But yeah, that is how sort of today's idea was very like organic. It was very organic.
Yeah,
that way.
I'm excited. Yeah, and it was funny because when Nick suggested that in that chat, we were both like, yeah, all right, we got to do this. Like, honestly, I was ready to say, let's do it last week, because it was suggested right before we did last week's show. I was so excited about it, but yeah, I'm glad we're getting to it this week.
Yeah, I think it's a good little bookend of like ideas to do. Like we had spun the wheel, so we had that locked in, and not that we haven't changed that before, but I was like, well, you know what, we're already here. My mindset is on this, so let's at least do this, the tailgating tune show, and then the following week we'll do the AI stuff. So that's what we have here today. And so once again, guys, if this is your first time listening to Song Swap Showdown, and you're not sure what the show's about, so maybe you're on RadioGardenState.com and you're listening to the show for the first time, or you're on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, or you just stumbled across this because Spotify recommended that you should check out the show. Well, how the show typically works is that my normal co-host, Amanda Sharp, and I each swap 3 songs with each other that we think maybe the other one's heard, maybe not as heard, and then we rate those songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a hard pass, a skip, that's a skip, meh, get out of here, all the way up to 5 records, which we deem heavenly music to our ears, going on an eternity playlist. That's right. And then how we normally choose how we pick the songs, how we pick the themes of the episode, is we spin a wheel of themes at the end of every single episode. So you want to wait till the very end so you can find out what next week's theme is going to be and play along with us. So yes, this week we will be spinning the wheel of themes, and Amanda will be surprised because she's not going to know, and we're just gonna be like, "This is it. We spun a wheel. Here's the theme." So yeah, she's gonna be falling right back into it on Monday for sure. But yeah, that is how the show typically works. So if you dig hearing people talk about music, maybe you discover some new songs, this is the show. This is the show. So stay tuned here. So we have a fun one lined up for everyone today. So AI generated songs. So I'm pumped to get into this. Pumped to get into it. So Mark, let's get into it then.
How do we do it? So are we going to do the cover first, or is that like the big reveal at the not the cover? Sorry, the original, quote unquote. The original song. Do we do it at the end, or do we do it at the beginning?
We could do it at the end. I mean, how I sort of have. Let me check my order while I'm here. I mean, how I have the order of songs right now is, and was just the two covers and then the original at the end, but we don't have to start that way. It's just sort of how I have it sequenced in my little playlist here, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Okay. So I'm thinking that we do some of the covers first.
Okay.
Because I don't know about you, but the covers that I found are usually shorter than the actual song, right? Like the song's usually 4 or 5 minutes. You know, these versions are 1 minute or so, 2 minutes or so. So I feel like let's build up to the originals. Okay,
sounds good. So how I have it is, some of my originals are a little, I think, a little, but we don't have to listen to the entire song. I think enough so people get an idea. At least for mine, because mine were like, wow, these go on for a while, but it's okay. We'll listen to a couple minutes of it, so everybody gets a feeling for it, and then we could have an actual productive discussion about it.
If it's good, we'll probably keep playing the whole thing.
If it's good, I don't know. You know, it's tough because it's like you listen. The AI stuff to me it's very. You're like, wow, this is really good, but then I'm like, I'm not sure if it's really good, but I'm definitely blown away by it.
Yeah. Sometimes the lyrics are a little forced. I noticed doing the AI generated stuff, but I think I did pretty well. I'm really excited. I even have some alternative versions of it as well that I'll play. But let's save it for the end. Okay, so you went deep, which is good. I like that. Yeah.
All right, very good. Okay, so let's do this then. Let's get rocking and rolling. You know what? If you don't mind, I'll go first. This one was kind of weird, but I was impressed with it. So this is an AI, once again, guys, all AI version of AI Kurt Cobain doing Everlong.
Okay. And do you know who the creator is? Like the person who actually put it together?
Right. So the creator, as far as I know, was, God, where did they put it? I saw it in here. I think here it is. G11 Studio.
Okay.
Is the creator. That's how they have credited themselves. And they actually have some other ones that they've done as well, but I of Kurt Cobain doing other songs, but I thought it was kind of like apropos considering the Dave Grohl and it's the Dave Grohl connection era, and it almost has 1 million views already. And this was released almost a year ago, September 2nd, 2023. This was released. And you know, AI has you think about from then till now, it's already come an amazing, like such a long way.
Yeah.
And
big time.
So I would imagine, and I feel like after listening to this, I'm like, this is pretty darn good. And I would gather that if they tried to do it again, it would probably be even better than this, considering some of the other things that I heard. You know, I play a lot with Suno.ai. Not that Suno.ai is a sponsor of this show, but I've been having fun creating stuff there. Right now, I do a lot of I create like happy birthday songs for everybody. And of course, Randall, who just checked in, actually used Suno to create that opening theme song now that we're using about Chris and Amanda and all that. So that was AI generated, which cool. I still like. Sounds so cool. Yeah. So, all right, so let's get into it. Here is some Kurt Cobain doing Everlong. I'm going to share my screen because it's all on YouTube here. So for those of you watching the video, it's sort of like this animated version type of thing, but it's not all animated. But anyway, there is a visual that goes along with it. So, all right, so here it is. Here is some Kurt Cobain doing Everlong. AI Kurt Cobain. It's like they kind of cartoonized the YouTube Unplugged thing, kind of.
Oh yeah, little anime.
Little anime.
Hello, I've waited here for you ever long. Tonight, I've thrown myself into out of the red, out of her head, she sang.
Pretty good, even with the little like accent stuff, you know.
Oh yeah.
The way he would do his A's and the like.
Come down and waste away with me, down with me. Slow how you wanted it to be. And over my head, out of her head she sang. And I wonder, when I sing along with you, if everything could ever feel this real forever. If anything could ever be this good again. The only thing I'll ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say when. She sang.
All right, so that's basically the first 2 minutes of this version.
Okay.
Here, I'll stop. Let me stop it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed. And I think the way, at least for me, the way I'm going to rate these songs overall, well, basically, I'll look at three things. I'm going to look at does it sound like the artist, right? So that's important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And does it flow well with the rhythm of the song? In other words, are the lyrics feeling forced to meet the rhythm of the song,
right?
Or does it feel like it could have been that song, right?
Yeah, right.
And then maybe my overall enjoyment.
I agree
as well. That'll be the third component.
I think that's a very good criteria. I agree with that criteria because I think that makes the best sense when you're looking at, well, how do you actually rate them? Because there is sort of like, to me, the initial like, whoa, you know, that kind of feeling, and then okay, after that, the quote unquote novelty of it wears off. Now you say, all right, now how do I objectively rate the song, and how does it work? So I like that grading system.
Okay,
very
good.
All
Well,
right.
I think
we'll use that.
Pretty close to Kurt Cobain. I mean, it definitely, like you were pointing out, there were definitely some of those nuances were captured, just like the crack in his voice and that rawness. Like I felt that. So yes, although I wouldn't say identical, but close enough.
Not identical. Close enough to be like, wow, this is weird. Like it's like sounds close enough to him to go, wow, that sounds like Kurt Cobain style for sure.
Yeah, agreed. And it definitely flowed well. Like those lyrics just fit in so nicely. I don't understand how people do that so well with AI. Like, how do you make those lyrics just flow so naturally with the rhythm of the music? And I thought it did a great job on that. Now, I mean, the song is such a classic song, and I have no hate for the song. And I mean, it's first thing in the morning. It's not really a good pick-me-up song for me, so maybe it's affecting me a little bit in that way. But overall, I mean, I'm going to give this one a solid 4 records because I think it does check most of the boxes pretty well. So, yeah, I would give this one an even 4 records.
Okay, yeah, I think that's really fair. I seem to think, because then it's like after you hear the song, then you're like, okay, how did they do it? And I feel like that what they did was I think they were working off of the acoustic version that Dave Grohl did of Everlong, which you can still hear pretty much anywhere. It was on, I remember when I used to work in radio, actually. I remember it was released as sort of a CD single type of thing, and it was like this, I think it was on like MTV. He did something anyway, and they recorded it, and it's been released. And I think that's the version they're working off of with this. And the vocals now are the only thing that I'm like, did they just use Dave's vocals and then put the Kurt AI over the vocals, and so as the guide, as the guiding vocal line, and then we're able to like manipulate it enough? Or did they isolate the playing of that song and literally redo the entire, like play the song and sing it, and then use Kurt's voice, use that sound over whoever sings? I know that with some of the AI stuff, with the Beatles, and for instance, that wasn't, they were able to make that song based on tapes that they had of John Lennon doing that song already,
right,
which we talked about here on our channel, that last Beatles song. And what they did is they used AI technology to sort of fill in the gaps, clean up the song big time, because it needed a lot, because it was just on some old ass cassette from the 70s or whatever. So, and then
do we know did they actually generate any part of Lennon's voice for that song?
I'm not sure. When I watched the documentary that they released on, you can watch it on YouTube, and I think Disney Plus had the documentary on for a bit, because they made a big, did a whole thing. It sounded to me, the way Peter Jackson was describing it, is they digitized the entire tape, and they said one of the hardest parts that they had, which is why they couldn't do it originally when they wanted to do it, was separating all, because he was playing piano and all that, and it was all blended in, and all the other little sounds and stuff. So separating out his voice from everything else was the very first task they had to do. And then, because it was also in rough shape, they used AI to do the repair on the voice. So that way it basically learned and mimicked everything. So it is 100% John Lennon's voice. It's just that they used AI to help repair it and fix it, because the original recording, which was the only recording, was in such poor condition. So they wouldn't lose it. So AI basically was able to take the sounds and all that, and then make it usable. And then from there, they were able to build the whole song around it. And that's why you have Paul doing his contributions. And fortunately, when they had gotten together for that whole session, when they were doing, Free as a Bird and all that on the Beatles anthology, they actually started the three of them already working on that song. But they stopped because it was getting to be too expensive. And they hit the wall of, we can't separate this. It's too noisy. We can't use this. So they stopped working on it, and that was it. And it just sat there until everything came along, and Peter Jackson was, in that whole thing. And they were able to so they already had George Harrison's parts, George Harrison playing guitar. They already had all these different tracks, and they were able to now bring it all together and fix it and do some re-records. And then the Randy Travis track that we talked about, which is AI, it is a Randy Travis song. Randy Travis performs on the song, and apparently Randy Travis sings on it, even though he can't really sing. And they used AI of AI version of his voice over his vocal track to make it sound like Randy Travis, because Randy can't really sing anymore. But I think from what he was able to sing, they then used AI over it. So his vocal track became a guiding track, and then they were able to layer in Randy's voice, AI voice over. So it's kind of like, it's still him. He's performing, but it's not his voice today because he can't. But they used AI in the style of his voice. So, I like what Randall is saying here. I prefer in the style of, but that was cool talking about the Kurt Cobain track just now. But I think that's what it is. It's like in the style of. But I think it's interesting to think about artists who, obviously, Kurt Cobain's not with us anymore. So it's interesting to think what songs do they have laying around that maybe they could finish? With his voice, and any artist that we've lost. I mean, you start thinking about The Doors, Janis Joplin. I mean, Amy Winehouse. I mean, the list goes on and on and on of artists that we lost, and the songs that maybe they were working on that they didn't finish because they passed away in the middle of working on these things. But there's stuff there that maybe it's workable to actually create a new song or two from it. And, and maybe it's just not good. I mean, there's also that too. Not every creative output is good.
There's a reason why they didn't release it. Might be a reason why. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Prince.
something interesting. something interesting you said that I'm curious what your take and what
Yeah.
the audience's take. You know, the Beatles did this, and it was embraced when they did this, right? Like they released that recent song. Of course,
man,
the name escapes me right now, but we were all on board. Most people were super excited about it. Thought it was cool that we could bring back Lennon in some ways and really bring back the whole band.
Yeah,
and that's
and they made
my
that
question
great
for
video.
you.
Oh, Now and Then. That was the name of that song. Sorry.
Now
Yeah, I
and
was
Then,
blanking on it.
yes.
Yeah, Now and Then.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that leads to my question, though. For me, like I see society in general, there's a lot of fear around AI, and there's
Right.
concerns around AI and recreating someone famous like John Lennon. But it seemed to be accepted, in my opinion, because the Beatles put this together, or what's left of the Beatles put this track together. When you talk about somebody, say, like Amy Winehouse, who was not a band, she was an independent artist.
Right. She was an artist.
So-
Yeah, singer, artist.
What if, you know, somebody somewhere found some stuff that they knew they could put together a song, an album by Amy Winehouse, but they're using AI to fill in the gaps, using an AI generated voice. Do we accept that? Are we okay with that? Or is it a problem because it's not like a band that's saying, here's our music. Yeah, we're bringing back a voice that we normally would never be able to. But, you know, when it's an individual, I think then we think instantly, oh, that's like, you know, that's the record label trying to make some money, or this person's trying to make some money off of somebody who's no longer with us. What's your take on that? Do you think it makes a difference?
So Randall jumping in and saying no.
No,
He's
just
saying
no. Okay.
Just no. Okay. I think, see, when you're asking that question, I automatically go back to that scene in Jurassic Park when Malcolm, Dr. Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum's character, is like, you know, you made the power, you wielded it, you figured out what the whole line is, but you never stopped to ask the question, should you do it?
Yeah.
Should we do it? Like, you could do it and you figured it all out, but the ethical question of should you? And I think this is an ethical question of like, you know, should you do it? Like in Randy Travis's case, he's still alive. And there's no reason why, you know, yes, he's got, you know, health issues that he is leaving him unable to use his instrument, but it doesn't mean that he's not dead. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason why he can't still be making music. And who cares if it's an older track or whatever? Like, the guy can still write songs. He just can't perform them the way he would want. So if AI gives him the freedom now, or gives him the ability to be able to perform at a level that, you know, recorded wise, that his fans would want, I don't see anything wrong with that. Same thing for all these bands that are starting to lose. Like, listen, Bon Jovi, I watched that documentary. He is losing his voice, and he's going through therapy, all that. I mean, just this weekend, we just heard Aerosmith, right? Aerosmith has, very timely, has just said they are done with touring forever. Steven Tyler had catastrophic vocal injury last year. It looks like all the surgeries, all the therapy, all that to his larynx is not working. And they issued a huge statement over the weekend that no more touring Aerosmith. No more touring Aerosmith. Now, does that mean, and we don't know, I don't know, this is all speculation, this is coming off the question you just asked, does that mean Aerosmith will stop recording music? Or will they continue to do music and use an AI-generated version of Steven Tyler's voice because he just can't sing anymore, but he's still writing the music with the band, coming up with the melodies, the vocal lines, all that. He just can't physically sing it anymore because of his throat, you know, his injury. Does that make it wrong? I would say not, because they're not, once again, band's not dead, all talented musicians. Why should they stop making music? And if technology can help someone create their art that they want to create, but they're physically unable to do it because of injury, sickness, illness, whatever, I say, why not? Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be good, but you know what? You at least got to give it a try. And I think like Randy Travis, hey, it sounds great. I mean, Man and I talked about it. We played it. I mean, it's, she loved it. She's like, this sounds like 90s Randy Travis, like the Randy that she loves the song. She thinks it's a great song. The Beatles song. That Beatles song. Okay, is it the greatest Beatles song ever? No, but it sounds like the Beatles. It is,
Yes.
and it is the Beatles. Like, it's the Beatles. Like, doing this one last song that they had. They had John's voice. It was a song John was working on. The three of them worked on it. They saw it through fruition. Technology helped it. So I know it's been a very long rant, but
No, it's interesting.
I think that when it comes to an artist that's passed away, and it is weird. Like, I know they did the Ronnie James Dio hologram tour. I know his wife was very like, yes, we can do this. Let's do this. I understand behind it that, Ronnie was a consummate performer. He loved nothing more than making music and performing for people and all that. I mean, he's gone, so who knows what his wishes would have been, but it was his wife who were commissioning that. And they kind of did it, and it didn't really, I think people were very weirded out by the whole thing, and it didn't really go over, I think, as well as they wanted it to. But does that mean, are we maybe going to get some AI Ronnie James Dio music in the future of stuff he was already working on that just he wasn't able to finish because he got sick? And okay, so maybe that stuff should be listed. Like, he wanted it to be heard, it just he wasn't able to finish it because he got sick and he died. Like,
right.
So in that case, ethically, maybe I'd say if his intention was to release the songs, he just wasn't able to finish it because he passed away, well, then maybe it's okay. But I think if you have the caretakers of the art and all that, it is a very ethical question, man. Like, Steely Dan is like, they're going through this whole thing, and like, half of them is gone, and it's like, okay, so they've been touring, but like, what's to prevent them from doing some more Steely Dan music? Half of them are still alive. Like, one half of Steely Dan is alive. Couldn't they do a Steely Dan record in the style of, which one passed away?
Yeah, you're right.
Was it Walter
I
Fagen?
think it
Donald
definitely,
Fagen.
yeah, Donald Fagen. I think it's a gray area when we're talking about, like you just said it, when it's an independent artist that, it's not a band, it's just somebody, the caretaker of that music, the person who owns that music or company. If they're putting out new music using AI to help that happen, that to me is where I think we'll have some trouble. I think if a band is doing it and they're doing it respectfully, although I guess that's subjective too, but if they're doing it respectively in the spirit of their music, I think that's okay. I think then why not? Let's just hear what they can do with it. As long as they're upfront about the fact that they're using AI, I'd be curious to hear more. So I would be. Why not?
I think you have to be upfront about it, because I think you got to let people know what they're listening to. And I think the minute you try to dupe people, that's when you go, all right, this is like, because I think you have to give the audience a choice of whether or not this is something they want to accept or not, and you got to give people time to come around to it. And Randall is saying, in the style of an artist is unique, and this should be the artist. If the artist is involved, I'm okay. And I agree with that statement. I agree, and I think the big debate here is Randall, is if an artist passes away in the middle of creating something, and they left some unfinished work because they didn't finish creating it, is it okay for the people close to the artist or the other artists that were working on that with them? Is it okay for them to pick it up and finish it and release it with the help of AI? I think is the big debate right here, and and I don't really have an answer. I think it comes down to, is it good? Is it quality? And, and can we accept it? Right.
Agreed.
Oh, by the way, it was Walter Becker who passed away. Sorry, not Donald Fagen. Walter Becker of Steely Dan is the one that was passed away. But he was a driving force, songwriter and main songwriter in the band, had that guitar sound, all that. But like, what's to say they don't, use AI to help write Steely Dan songs that sound exactly like Steely Dan? You still have half of Steely Dan alive. Donald Fagen, the voice, is still alive. Like, just saying. Just saying. That's all. That's all.
All right, you ready for my first song?
I am. And he goes, and one more thing. Randall says, if the rights owner does it. If the right owner does it, I think is what, or the rights owner does it. So whoever owns the rights.
Yeah, and
I think
to
is what
me,
you're
I
saying.
don't know because what if I owned the rights to Steely Dan, right? And who am I to recreate voices using AI? Yeah, and I think that would be what a lot of people would say is, who's this guy that would thinks that they can do that without Yeah, I don't know.
I agree.
It's definitely an ethical thing for sure.
It is an ethical thing. It is. All right, guys. So listen, thank you so much for hanging out with us on this rant, but I think this is a good discussion to have. This is music, and we're talking about art and AI generated art and all that. And so what we heard prior, how we kicked off this, is we heard an AI version of Kurt Cobain singing Everlong, which then Mark gave 4 records. And I agree with your assessment of that, Mark. Okay. First time I heard it, I've listened to it a few times all the way through, and I go, this is really good. And my ears, it tricks me. I'm like, wow, I feel like it's Kurt Cobain. There are little things you go, okay, I could hear AI generate, but overall, good attempt at it. And I would be right in line with your rating. I think a solid 4 record rating is right where I would be as well with that. So, all right,
cool.
Let's get to your AI generated tune. Set us up.
Okay. All right. So this is partially to prove I am a listener of Song Swap Showdown because it is a country tune.
Okay.
And in honor of Amanda, I'm going to play some country.
All right.
And it's a song that I know was it caused a little bit of controversy when it was discussed on your show, or at least played. And Amanda being that girl, I think she might have annoyed some people, or at least people misunderstood her, I think. This is Texas Hold'em. Okay. Beyonce.
Got it.
But this is Hank Williams playing it. The name of the person who put this together is There I Ruined It. They're really big on this. Right. You can find them on all platforms. There I Ruined It. And the idea is, he says, let's put it through the Hank Williams Jr. or the Hank Williams test, meaning if this is really a country song, let's see if Hank Williams does it, that'll make it a country song. Okay, so here you go. This is Texas Hold'em by AI Hank Williams.
AI Hank Williams. Wow.
Well, this ain't Texas, ain't no Hold'em, so lay your cards down, 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 down.
I love the record scratch.
Park your Lexus, and throw your keys up, and stick around, round, 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 round.
We're halfway through. We can play
But
it
I'll
home.
be damned if I can't slow dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real life boogie and a real life hoedown. Don't be a bitch, come and take it to the floor. I'll be damned if I can't slow dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real life boogie and a real life hoedown. Don't be a bitch, come and take it to the floor now.
Hank Williams! I mean...
Wow. Wow. Okay, so my initial reactions on this are the production value of that was excellent, in the sense that I love that they made it sound like it was some vintage country show on whatever,
Grand Ole Opry or something.
Yeah, Grand Ole Opry, something like that. So I loved the vintage production style with they added the crowd, the sound, the applause, the audience. They have
crackling of the record,
the crackling, and then the little announcer, all that. Wow, that was crazy to hear. Like, I actually felt like, wow, that was a legit recording from back in the day. And on top of that, they're using the the older, like the younger version of the Hank Williams Jr. Sound of his voice too.
Yep.
And man, boy, that was crazy. That
Did
was
you
that
see,
was
Randall doesn't agree.
Randall does not like this. Okay, all right. Hey, he said no. All right. And it may be because of, it may just be because of the fact, hey, Hank Williams, it's been a long time. He's not with us anymore, all that. So, either way on this one, though, on the novelty of it, it scores big novelty points because it is fun to hear that song, which, say what you want. Like, I always have still liked the Beyonce song. Me and I both liked that song, despite what everybody thought of our opinion. We both really liked it. I mean, the video's there. So I like the original song, and I think it is cool seeing like what Hank Williams Jr., an AI version of Hank. Well, what would it have sounded like in the style of Hank Williams Jr. is definitely fascinating. So I also give it high points on the production style of it and making it sound authentic, not trying to trick anybody, but it does because of that era. Like if it was recorded by Hank back in the day, it may have, if it was like on a show or something, it would have sounded like that. So I thought that was very creative to do. And 3, I thought it was good. It was fun. I had a fun time listening to that. I mean, it holds up. I would probably listen to it again and play it for somebody, and they'd be like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, it was very well done. Very well done.
I mean, I think the original is better, and I thought it really works. Like I was saying earlier, the lyrics flow with the rhythm, right?
It does.
It just all felt right to me. But yeah, I think the original I prefer.
Yeah, no, I definitely prefer the original Beyonce version. But and Ian is saying, I agree, production is great, but music to me has to have soul, and I don't feel it. Very fair.
I don't know. I felt it. Maybe because they added in the audience tracks that it made me feel like they were getting into it, so I was getting more into it.
I think that is definitely, and that very well is a stylistic choice, which could be trying to make it sound more authentic in that way. Yeah. Because probably if you strip all that away, it sounds like a robot Hank singing that song. Good. So when you add the crackling, the lo-fi production, and then the audience and the hooting and the hollering, now all of a sudden it feels like, okay, this sounds like someone who's performing in front of an audience. Yeah. Therefore now it kind of brings the emotion in that way. So actually smart on the creators for doing that, to make the robot voice sound have more feeling to it because of an audience reacting to it. So it definitely makes it fun. I mean, that's how I kind of look at it. Yeah, Randall, it was cute. Yeah, it was just, it's fun stuff. And I think as long as you're not trying to deceive your audience and say, hey, this is Hank Williams Jr. He did and obviously people know that song, but I think if you're doing it as a novelty thing and it's fun to do, I don't have a problem with it. I think that was good. My rating on this one, and this may send a lot of people into a tizzy, but as someone who likes to create, I think that was solid. That was a solid effort. I give it a 4.5 records. I do.
Nice.
I think it was a very solid effort. I thought
agree.
I was entertained. I was very entertained. So if it set out to entertain, mission accomplished.
Nice.
That's my record rating. What do you guys think? I know we got Randall and Ian chiming in, but where would you rate down on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Also, so far we've heard AI Kurt Cobain doing Everlong. Where would you put that one on a scale of 1 to 5 records? And we just heard Hank Williams Jr. doing Texas Hold'em, an AI version of an AI version of Hank Williams Jr. doing Texas Hold'em. Where would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 5 records?
I think it's Hank Williams
Senior.
Senior.
Oh, Senior. Yes, yeah, Senior. Sorry. Yes, Hank Williams Senior. Yes, I misspoke. It's not Bo Cephas. It's Hank Williams.
We're just used to football and Hank Williams Jr. doing the Monday Night Football. Are you ready for some
football? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that was good, man. I appreciated that one. So yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments. And of course, if you're listening to this on Radio Garden State, or if you're listening to this anywhere you get podcasts, especially on Spotify, it lets you comment. So would love to see what you guys think of that. All right, real quick, just a quick PSA before we move on with the rest of the show. If you guys have not joined our Patreon account, well, you are definitely missing out. And I want to shout out some of our Patreon members right now. Amy White, of course, Marc Ronick, who is sitting in this seat, who is a Patreon member. Thank you. Dave Mattingly, the VP of the VIPs. Ian from Australia, who's on our feed right now. And Johnny Beyond in the back of the Cereal Box crew. Thank you so much for your support. If you'd like to join our Patreon, where you can get exclusive content, you can get more music reviews from me and Amanda, sometimes separate, sometimes together. Join us there. We also just will throw new music in there that we want to see what you guys think of it. And on top of that, I just started doing now an audio feed that is literally me going on and talking about and playing some new songs and, some classics. I take requests. So it's basically having like your own little mini personal radio show with me playing music. So that I just started doing that. My goal is to try to do this once a week and drop it right there. It's about a half an hour of some new tunes and a mix of some classics. I know I played some of Ian's personal requests from some of the Australian bands that he is into. So that is in there. Plus, always just trying to mix it up, always trying to keep things interesting there for our Patreon community. So if you'd like to join that, if that's something you're interested in, you could join for as low as $1.50. Spin or scan the code on the QR code on the screen if you are watching us on video, or use the link in our show notes and you could join our Patreon. Yes, Ian,
you mentioned
Patreon
Johnny.
is superb.
Oh yeah, thank you, Ian. And you mentioned Johnny,
Yes.
and you play at the very beginning when we first start the show. You play his ad, promoting you guys and his show as well. And I had to comment, I loved the hat that he's wearing, that Mystery Machine hat.
Oh, it's
that
great,
he has
isn't it?
is awesome.
Yeah, it is great. It is absolutely great. It is
Love
absolutely great. Yeah. And for those of you too, I mean, listen, Marc Ronick here is our special guest for the second week in a row. And Marc, not only is a Patreon member and a dear friend of the show, but Marc also has a few things going on in his life as well. And if you are listening to Radio Garden State and you've been listening to RadioGardenState.com throughout the week, you'll actually hear Marc's ad playing. Like, Ironic Media is Marc Ronick. So Marc, before we dive into the rest, why don't you just give everybody a real quick, like, what are you doing? What have you been up to?
Yeah, I am a podcast producer and consultant coach. I help podcasters make their podcasts happen. So if you don't know a thing about it, but you're interested in it, I'll help you launch your podcast. If you've been doing it a while and feeling like maybe you're in a little bit of a rut or need a kick in the pants, I'll help you with that too. Whatever it is around podcasting, I will help you there. And I also, since we're talking AI, I have another business, an offshoot of what I do called Next Gen Podcaster, nextgenpodcaster.com, where we're helping podcasters and content creators use AI to help them be more efficient, help them save a lot of time, and get that podcast episode done much quicker. So we do it as a community. We have masterminds, master classes. We have pages and pages of resources and tips and guidance, etc. So if you are a content creator looking to use AI, check out nextgenpodcaster.com. And lastly, you can catch me every morning, 7 a.m. Eastern, live on the Clubhouse app, where we do the podcasting morning chat. And if you don't have Clubhouse or that's too early for you, you can catch it as a podcast on your favorite podcast platform.
There you go. It's a daily podcast. I used to come into the room all the time, but now that I'm doing a radio show on Radio Garden State from 7 to 9 every morning, I catch the replay over on Spotify, actually, is where I listen to it. So I love that you do that, because now, and Amanda does join as well. She does co-mod from time to time. So yeah, definitely check that out. And if you do miss it, if you can't check it out live, you do want to listen to it anywhere you get podcasts, because it is great. It's a lot of fun, and you learn a lot of great things too about podcasting. So there you go. Nextgenpodcaster.com. Check that out as well. All right, let's get back into the music. My next one, this was one that I heard it and I laughed. So I don't know what people are gonna think about it, but it is definitely one that. Whoops, there we go. I was trying to cue it up here. Nobody else hears this but me as I cue it up. But this one I just thought was funny. I don't know if it's going to score a lot of points, but I just felt like I needed to do it just because it was such a funny juxtaposition of voice meets song. But I thought it was, I don't know, it was entertained and it made me smile. But this is AI Frank Sinatra singing Basket Case by Green Day.
Okay.
And this is this was taken from, so basically the original audio was taken from the Basket Case Green Day verse. So it was the Miss Maisel style cover featuring Tatum Langley. So they took the music, which is, if you guys follow Postmodern Jukebox at all, Postmodern Jukebox is a great channel. Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox. They do for live full band. You could watch the video of basically taking very popular songs and doing like vintage style versions, like 40s, 50s. Like they'll do jazz, they'll do doo-wop, they do swing, they do crooner, and they take a very popular song and do it, and you see the performance, you see it all. It's all done live. They actually go on tour and they play. So the audio of this, the style of Basket Case is the music is taken from Postmodern Jukebox, featuring Tatum Langley singing. However, what they did is, so they took the music from that, and then they put an AI version of Frank Sinatra singing,
Okay.
which is pretty funny. And the whole thing, I think, was created from Lace Editing, I believe is it. Oh yeah, original arrangement by Postmodern Jukebox. AI basically uses the vocals from Tatum Langling, and the vocals were pitched down an octave and then run through an AI voice model of Frank Sinatra, creating a new vocal track 100% based on the original singing. The track is then combined with instrumentals and some small editing, reverb, etc. to make it sound whole again. That is from the creator, which is Florian Poprat. So that,
Okay.
I guess, is the creator, Florian Poprats. All right, so here is some AI Frank Sinatra. And if you're watching the video, so, and by the way, the image is created by Midjourney. That's what they're saying. The AI
Okay.
image is by
Yeah.
Midjourney. So here we go.
All right, let's hear it.
AI version of AI Frank.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps.
Okay. This is awesome.
Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid or am I just stoned? I went to a shrink to analyze my dream. He says it's a lack of sex that's bringing me down. I went to a whore who said my life's a bore. So stop your whining 'cause it's bringing me down. Oh, sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Or am I just stoned? Grasping to control. So I better hold on.
All right, that's like the first 2 minutes of it. It's about
Yeah.
3 minute and 11-second version of this. There's a lot of instrumentation and stuff, but it's
Yeah. And I honestly, good place to stop, because if you kept it going, I think that part would have lost some points for me. I think that's too much
Yeah.
not needed.
yeah, and I think that
Yeah.
because it's based on the recording, the Scott Bradley recording, which
Yeah.
is something that they do, is they take a song and they do it in that style. For that era, that's exactly what would have happened. The
100%.
the crooner sings, and then everybody kind of gets a little like interpretation, get a little soloing. Like
Totally.
you let the band shine now, and that was always the thing that happened. That's how they did the song. So yeah, as far as a punk song goes, like it just is what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, I found that version, and this is the funny thing, man. And I don't know if you saw this too when you were doing any research. It seems to be a ton of these AI songs love using Frank as an
Yes.
AI voice, and so much like Squidward and SpongeBob, like all
Yes.
SpongeBob character AI voices, tons of it. When you type in AI
Totally.
like songs or cover songs, it's like Frank. Kurt Cobain is a big one. I saw a lot of Freddie Mercury stuff, which was very cool. I saw a lot of Linkin Park stuff, which was very interesting, and a ton of SpongeBob and Eric Cartman stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. There's also a lot of Snoop.
There was a lot of Snoop. Yes.
I found a lot of Snoop. I have a bonus one that I'll play for you later. But
Okay. All right.
yeah, a lot of Snoop as well. And Frank Sinatra, I agree. There are lots of AI covers using Frank Sinatra. And that song, honestly, might have been the best one that I've heard as far as Frank AI goes. Like, that was perfect. It sounded just like Frank. Like, If you told me
Yeah.
that was Frank singing, I would have believed it 100%. I would not have thought it was AI. It flowed really well. The rhythm of the lyrics with the music was spot on. I was thoroughly entertained, and bonus, I found it super creative. Like, just the fact that somebody thought to mix Frank with that song.
Yeah.
Like, I never would have put that together in my brain. So kudos to them for doing that too. So Chris, I'm giving this 5 records out of 5 records. I mean, this
Whoa.
was perfect. Perfect.
5 records. Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I like that too. Once again, and guys, if you're listening to this and if you're watching, we'll have all the links to all these videos and all that in the notes and all that, so that way you can go and watch or listen to these. And especially with this one too, I will link the postmodern jukebox version that this is 100% based on. So obviously the Green Day version, everybody knows that song, and then Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox, which does these recreations of these songs all live, by the way. That's not AI generated. So that's what they were working off of with this to get that vintage sound. And then using the vocal track from that, they ran it through a Frank Sinatra AI filter to get that. And I think, too, once again, and I'm not sure if that's what they did with the Foo Fighters one, which I have, or Everlong, I had a feeling that they did the same thing. They had the guided vocal track and they ran it through a filter to simulate Kurt Cobain's voice. Same thing with this, and I think too that's why you get a lot of the phrasing does pretty well. I'm sure they had to go in and massage some of it because I'm sure the original voice to Frank's voice there has to be variations there, but it's really well done, man. Really well created.
Well
yeah, the production was great and all that. So 5 records for Frank's AI Frank Sinatra version of Basket
No doubt.
Case. Yeah.
Yep. That's the one.
Too
I
funny,
love it.
but a good job, Randall's saying.
Too funny. Oh, so Randall's actually ranking, if it's too funny, it might lose points. But I feel like funny is the name of the game when it comes to AI music, at least right now. That's what it's all about. It's just to make you chuckle like, wow, look at that combo. Never would have seen that coming. That's what I love.
Ability to take mashups and be like, I wonder what it would be like if so and so sang this song, right? And that's the fun of it. So there's definitely the novelty portion of it that for now is still pretty good. I think it's when, once again, we were talking about, it's like when a track will drop and you're not sure if the, like, what was it, the big Drake and the Weeknd song that was dropped about a year ago, and everybody at first thought it was, you couldn't tell because it was just dropped. And then it came out, like, I think in like 48 hours that it was an AI song, but it sounded, and you had people comparing it against like, oh my God, did they really do this? Was this a secret drop? And it created that internet confusion. And then the creator was like, no, I created it. It's AI. I performed it and all that. And I used the voice filters and everything. And they remained anonymous, the creator. But like, that's the stuff then you got to be careful of like you said, taking a creator's voice, dropping it, and being like, "Hey, it's a new song by this band," and you know, and it's like, "Wait, what?" Or you know, by this legacy artist, and it turns out it's not, and the fans go crazy because they think it is a new song or a collaboration or whatever it is. So, that is the thing that's going to be interesting in the future to see how they can come back.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
All right.
You want the next song?
Yeah. So. Let me get your next song, man. I want to hear it.
Okay.
What's your next tune?
So again, this is also by There I've Ruined It, which is on, this guy is on YouTube. He's on TikTok, Instagram. He's on all the platforms, so you can find this one. And one of the things I tried to do was get some of his newer stuff because it would have been easy for me to, like, he's the one I believe that created, you sent this to me a few weeks ago, the Rainbow Connection.
Oh, the Rainbow
mashup
Connection
with Snoop.
Oh, that was
now,
great.
I'm not playing that one because I know you already heard it, and I feel like a lot of people have. So I was trying to find some more recent stuff that you may not have heard yet. And this one is very interesting. You know the band The Lumineers?
Yep, The Lumineers, yes.
Right? And that they're probably well known for that song.
Yeah,
hey,
hey,
ho, hey.
Ho, yeah, ho,
Yeah.
hey. Yeah. That actually was a song that Amanda gave, you know, in one of the episodes past. We did rate that song.
Okay, cool. Well, Now try to rate it
Okay.
with Dr. Dre singing "Bitches Ain't S." Oh, yeah, here it is.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the Get the fuck out after you're done. Hop in your ride to make a run. We had a fun. The motherfucking streets with against the beats to my sweet hoe. She found herself short. She's taking me to court. She's a hoe.
She's up.
Oh my God.
I had a bitch named Mandy May. I've been a like every day. Bitch was on my nuts like clothes. But me and Snoop don't love them hoes. Can't trust a hoe.
Now, Chris did tell me I was allowed to let some F-bombs and S-bombs play on this one.
Yeah, I mean, we're, I'll just mark it as explicit later on in the
There you go.
when I post it as a podcast, and we'll see if YouTube keeps the show up, but it's fine. I'll fix it. Anyway, okay, so that was hilarious. That was hilarious because it's like thinking of the original song and the Lumineers and sort of how earnest they are.
Yes.
and safe. Hearing them now sing something that's not super safe and using a lot of slang and stuff from the original Dre version of that is really funny. Oh my gosh. That's very funny. See, and some of these two make me feel like back in the day, before this was happening, like you get if you listen to any radio shows and all that, they would do song parodies all the time. Like it was always nice to have like a guy who could do song parodies on your show.
Yeah.
They used to do that a lot. If you listen to Howard, back in the day, Fred used to do a ton of
So
song
true.
parodies and stuff. And that to me would be like, they would do things like that. Like, oh, this is this in style singing this song. If they could do an impression. And this reminded me of that. Like that
Yeah,
somebody
totally.
doing an impression of like, here's what if the Lumineers sang Dr. Dre. Here's what it would sound like. Yeah, Weird Al. Yes.
Weird Al, sure.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
Weird Al, the difference is Weird Al usually just does it in his voice. He doesn't
Yeah.
try to be the actual singer of the song he's covering. He's
Right.
using his voice for the most part.
Yeah, you're right. That is the big difference there. But
Yeah.
but it is that it's like you could say, yeah, if Weird Al did Dr. Dre, but did it in the sound of the voice of the Lumineers. That's the funny. That's what makes it even funnier.
Yes.
So I was very entertained by this because all I could think about was like the actual Lumineers singing these lyrics.
Right.
It's like literally, could you make it sound any more whiter like that song? And that they've achieved ultimate whiteness with that version. It's very
No
funny.
doubt.
So okay, so production points, nice production. I thought it was definitely done in the style. It's in the style of the Lumineers, so it had the production style. The voice was pretty good. It was close. It was close. It was very close. And I know too, they're like the Lumineers are like it's like 3 or 4 of them or something like that. So I think to have them all like sing and do different voices, I could see
Right.
that being a challenge, but I think they did it okay. And then to make it fit with those lyrics is even more of a challenge. So does it fit and make sense? It's like it is definitely high on the funny and novelty scale for me. So
Yeah.
I like that, and that brings a smile to my face for sure. If everybody was just watching this, I was like laughing the whole time. So where do I give this on a record rating? I thought this was a pretty solid effort. I would land this at a 4 record. I would say
Okay.
that was a 4 record effort for sure. It was funny. I was entertained. Good production value. I think the voice was close, or voices were close. And I like that they took that and mashed it up with the Ho Hey song, which is a very popular song. But yeah, it was good. It was 4
Okay.
records. Maybe I
4
give
is
it a
fair.
Maybe I give it a 4.2 actually.
Oh,
Now
wow.
I think about it a
okay.
little bit more.
Even
Then I
better.
bump it up. I'll give it a 4.2 records on that one. What do you guys think? Let me know. Yeah, 4.2 records. That's what I'm gonna go with on this one. I'll bump it up a little bit because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that was really funny. So that's where I'm at. 4.2 records for the Lumineers version of Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
good, man. That was a good pick. Yeah, the Rainbow Connection Snoop one is hilarious. I've watched that
It's
about
amazing.
100 times.
Yeah, and
It's
it
a good one.
really sounds like Kermit, and it sounds like Kermit, the Jim Henson Kermit, which is the one I'm partial to.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Yeah, I really liked that version.
Randall is giving this 5 records, by the way.
Nice.
Randall. Wow. Randall liked that. 5 records from Randall. Okay. Excellent. All right. So there you go. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments, or either on live, or, you know, over on Spotify or wherever else you can leave comments. Would love to know what you guys think of that. All right, here we go. Moving into, at least this is mine. I don't know what your third song is, but my third song is an original. is an original. And I had done a version of this one. Well, it wasn't this song, but this creator I had played for Amanda before, and we had done his name is Boy Watt. He's a creator on YouTube, and his whole thing is he's been actually making original music using SpongeBob characters. Now, like I said, there's been a lot of SpongeBob stuff, but and they're all over the place, but he is doing it just to the point where these songs, you feel like these songs could literally be on the radio. They're so good. So the one that we had done was maybe a couple months back, because we were doing like videos on that you need to check. He did it. It's called Neon Tide, and it sounded like anything that you would hear on like Sirius XM Octane or something. It was really good, and that had something like a couple million views on it. Neon Tide. This one was the first one that he dropped. That kind of started this off, and this was done 10 months ago as of the recording of this, and this has 2.6 million views on it. So this was the first of his original songs created using Plankton singing, with SpongeBob kind of coming in, and this is called Plan Z. And this is by Boy Watt. So this is not a cover song. It's an original song that he wrote and performed, and then he did the voice filters using Plankton. But I got to tell you, the songs are catchy, and they're totally done in like a style of like more of the like if you listen to Sirius XM Octane, you know, the bands that are on that are like sort of heavy, but like still really melodic and all that. Sometimes they have some breakdowns, and they'll do some screaming parts, but for the most part, the singers are singing pretty well. It's not like all screaming all the time, but I felt that this was pretty good. I think I like Neon Tide a little bit better, but because we already had done Neon Tide, I wasn't going to do it again. But Plan Z is pretty good. So oh wait, and Dave is saying I can't join in the fun today. My internet line was struck by lightning last week. Won't be fixed. Oh, sorry, Dave.
But he's in the fun right now. So
but you are in the fun right now. So the show's not over, man. We still got a lot of show left here. A lot of show left here. And Ian going, is this the real Dave or an AI Dave? Ooh. Evil Dave.
That's
all right.
right.
Okay, so here is Plan Z by Boy Watt.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. And this is good. And Boy Watt. BOIEWHAT.
One studio session later.
The crusty crab's going down when I drop this heat. Plan Z's making sound, have them at their feet. They got a lot of shit to say about the chum bucket. Let's see who's laughing last when I turn them into holographic meat. You better run, better run, better run. Just one bucket helmet and you're done. Turn your friends and your family into chum. The secret formula will be mine soon enough. You'll all see, you'll all see, you'll all see. No more wasting all my time. You're the beach and I'm the tide. I'm about to break out, I'm about to break out. Plan Z. Hey Karen, pull up that file for me please. I'm gathering up my whole family tree. No F-U-N, only D-O-N with a capital E at the end from my best friend Eugene. You better run, better run, better run. Just one bucket helmet and you're done. Turn your friends and your family into chum. The secret formula.
That's catchy.
Mine soon enough. You'll all see, you'll all see, you'll all see. No more wasting all my time. You're the beach and I'm the tide. I'm about to break out, I'm about to break out. Plan
sink even lower. The crusty crap formulas are our last key.
I'm gonna show 'em all blinds.
Breakdown, like amazing.
The secret formula will be mine soon enough. You'll all see, you'll all see, you'll all see.
It's like a 2-minute song.
No more wasting all my time. You're the beach and I'm inside. I'm about to break out. I'm about to break out. Plan Z.
That's funny.
The video is interesting
Just
too.
the pineapple is still better.
Yeah, so that is Boy Watt, man, and she, I don't know. I mean, no idea, but I could be a group of them. I have no idea. No one has any idea. But that YouTube channel, they've been producing some great original AI generated songs using the different characters from SpongeBob. So they've done like 2 Plankton ones, and SpongeBob Always Guests, and I think they just recently did one with I think with Sandy. Yeah, they just did one a month ago with Sandy called The Both of Us. Was there, I guess, about a month ago.
Okay, so these are actually original songs that the band wrote, and then they're using these voices, the SpongeBob voices.
That's what I have learned, especially through someone that they are writing and performing the songs. I don't know where. I definitely AI in the voices, but I'm not sure where else they're using AI in the process.
Okay.
So
then that's good to know, because the whole time I'm sitting there, and cause I know you explained it, and I was getting confused. I was trying to figure out, like, do I know this song? I don't recognize these lyrics. I just wasn't sure. But now that helps. That might help improve the score a little bit as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is, like, whatever, they just started dropping these and producing these. So the things that I've heard people talk about is that Boy Watt is performing the songs, and then I don't know how much they're using. Yes, they're using AI in the voices, but I don't know where else they're using AI to craft these songs. I don't know if it's literally like they're doing the guitar lines and using AI for drum. That is all a little bit of a mystery, but they are writing the songs like that. Like, the songs are written by humans. So, and then however AI is being used in a process to generate the song is sort of like up in the air. There's been a lot of debates online as to, like, people trying to pick it apart as to, like, what they're doing and all that, which I think is fun. I mean, that's the fun of it. Like, either way, they're writing music and they're using technology to help, and they're having the fun part is the SpongeBob type stuff. But Boy Watt has still, there's no, if people know who he or she or they are, they're not saying, and it's all been very under this account, and that's kind of been it, to my knowledge. Now, people may be watching this and be like, oh, this and that. So if you guys know, throw it in the comments, let me know. But that's about it. That's as much as I know, but I've been following the channel since I heard Neon Tide, because I actually heard Nick Nocturnal, who has a huge YouTube channel. He's got like 1 million plus, and he talks a lot about metal and all that. He plays guitar. Like, his channel's great, but he did Neon Tide and he went berserk. He's like, I can't believe how good this is. Like, and that's where I heard it, and I go, oh my God. And then I found the channel, and I just been like blown away by the quality of the songs. And even though the SpongeBob, the AI, like, the novelty of the SpongeBob stuff is there, but underneath it, like, I always see the comments, like, the one comment I just read now is like, this song has no business being that dope. Like, it's like, it's crazy. Like, you can actually play that to me on Sirius XM Octane and be like, okay, that fits right in with anything else that they're playing on that channel. So that is my contribution to today's song swaps, is Boy Watt's Plan Z. So, Mark, I'm going to leave it to you for your reactions.
Okay. So, the style of music isn't really my thing. I mean, it's cool. I was bopping my
Yeah.
head to it, you know, but it's not
Yeah.
my thing. So so it doesn't score as high maybe as some others because
Sure.
of that. But the creativity was absolutely there. The issue I had
Mm-hmm.
was it didn't really sound like Plankton to me. And
Okay.
even the SpongeBob didn't really sound like SpongeBob to me. Like I could tell, but if you hadn't told me that those were the voices they were trying to recreate, I don't think I would have even known that that was an attempt, except for at the beginning, because they do the, you know, one moment later, you know, or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
They do that. That gives me the SpongeBob indication, but I didn't feel like it really sounded like Plankton. I heard hints of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and let me see, what else did I write down?
Okay.
Yeah, I just, again, head bopping song, but not my cup of tea. And maybe that's just because I'm sitting in Amanda's seat right now. So I'll probably I'm going to give this one 3.5 stars.
Okay. All right. No,
Or
listen, I think
records.
that,
Sorry,
yeah,
records.
I think that's fair. 3.5 records. Okay. For that. Yeah, I know it's not everybody's, you know, this sort of this, like, if you want to call it, some people go, it's metalcore. I don't know if it's really, it's more of a metal crossover kind of a sound. I guess you could call it metalcore because it has a breakdown and all that. But I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. But I just, the thing that always blows me away is I find the song to be think and I'm like,
It was.
wow, that's like, it actually sticks in your ear, and like I could hear it on the radio. Yeah, I think that the voices on Neon Tide are a little bit better than this one. If I compare the two, I feel like they got it closer on the Neon
Okay.
Tide song with Plankton's voice, and then the SpongeBob also has another break in that song as well, which I felt was more SpongeBob-esque than this for sure. So I think
Okay.
that I think that your assessment for that is not way off, because I feel like they just have gotten better and better. The Sandy song the recent song that I heard that they did of Sandy, I thought was sounded like Sandy the Squirrel.
I gotta
like,
hear it. I definitely gotta hear it.
You want me to play a little bit of that one?
I mean, if you want to play a little Sandy, sure.
I'll play a little Sandy. I thought they did pretty good with the Sandy one. I thought
Yeah.
it was funny.
All right.
Yeah,
Just
let me,
that Plankton
let
one,
me
I
get it queued
I
up.
would never have, because Plankton does have a very distinct voice, a very distinct sound, and it just
Yeah.
wasn't quite capturing it. But
So
like you
this-
said, it was an early song, right? It was their
Yeah.
first, right? Or something like
Yes,
that.
yeah, I think it was one of the first ones that they did drop was the Plan Z one. So all right,
Okay.
here's a little bit of the Sandy the Squirrel song that they did. Boy, it was the still same creators, Boy Watt, and this is called The Both of Us.
Session laid down.
A squirrel isn't meant to carry the weight of the world, but the cost of the ones we've lost outweighs the hurt. Blacked out the watery skies and left us in the dark. Who's sickened your little green heart? This town ain't big enough for the both of us. I'll play this dumb, the glass is strong enough to hold me up when I think another grave.
It's like Evanescence.
Those I couldn't save. So give me all you got, my love. This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Yeah, this definitely more metalcore, but kind of like in that like Evanescence, like Spirit Box kind of style of stuff, you know. And I think it's fun. Once again, I think that the Sandy the Squirrel stuff, I thought that was, they just released that like a month ago, so that was something that they worked on, because they hadn't done one in a little bit. I think Neon Tide was like the last one, and that was months and months ago. So obviously
I
it
don't
takes
think-
these guys
I
a
don't
while.
feel like it sounded like Sandy.
You know, I think what they were trying to do is it was like Sandy through like an auto tune type of
Yeah,
like style type
maybe.
of thing, you know. Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Initially, when they had her, whatever the buildup was, when she was
Yeah.
like talking through it, it sounded more like Sandy. But then once the singing, I felt like it didn't at all.
All right.
There you go.
Good assessment. Good assessment.
All
There
right.
you go. All
I'm
right.
gonna. So my song. So this is now my quote unquote original, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay. So
Okay.
my original, I did this on Suno.ai.
Okay.
They make it very easy to do.
They
You
really
just
do.
give it a prompt like you would ChatGPT. You tell it what kind of style and you tell it, whatever details you want to tell it, what you want the lyrics to be about, what you want the song to be about, etc. So I figured, what better way to do this as somebody who works with content creators all the time, to have a song that captures the struggle of being a content creator. Okay. I ended up going through, I think I went through 3 different types, genres, etc.
Right.
And I landed on this one. The title is Life as a Digital Don. And it is in the style of gangsta rap.
Okay.
So here we go, Chris.
All right. So something you composed with Suno. Okay.
Yes.
Scrolling through feeds, chasing dream shadows. Screen glow, eyes red, grinding like avocados. Followers climb so sweat more than El Chapo. Contact king, but sometimes feeling hollow. Trending wars like streets, algorithms playing dirty. Post after post, hustling to 30. Clickbait battles, boxing with the hashtags. Comments mostly throwing verbal frag grenades. Life of a digital dog, fighting for the top spot. Uploading so daily, hope that viewers won't drop. In the game, deep trenches, every day's a plot. Catching cloud waves, avoid pixel roadblocks. Ad revenue trickles like a leaky faucet. Bank account skinny, trying to make deposits. Merch game, hustle shirts with my name. Digital blocks, but the struggle's just the same. Stand out from the crowd, colors in a gray scale. Videos like sermons streaming Holy Grail. Engagement rates sink, mental health on trial. Chase the viral beat, stalk it for a while. Life of a digital dog, fighting for the top spot.
What do you think?
I like the beat, man. The voice is I was trying to think of like who the voice like sort of sounds like. I was just trying to think of like.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
It's like I'm so blown away. Like I use Suno as well, and it's like I play around with it, and like I said, like Randall, who's on the opening song we've been using now was created by Randall using Suno, and I'm always blown away by the voices on these apps, that app in particular, because it sounds like like a real person. Good. I think the only I mean, I think they're getting better and better, especially too. So with sort of the gangster rap style, it's all comes down to attitude, right? Like you gotta have a dope beat, but like the attitude that comes through in the voice is really what makes to me a lot of like really good catchy rap. And I think that it's getting closer and closer. Once again, not being human, but at least getting to a point where that sounds pretty authentic. I mean, listen, being a creator, I think that the lyrics were great. That was funny. that was funny.
Can I play? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. He got Ian saying, was not aware that Mark was a gangster. He may turn up on Amanda's murder board.
Oh, yeah, that's, you never know. I might already be there.
Yeah.
I have. Let me play a runner-up for you, and then you can rate the other one. But this one, I was trying to think about it being coming up with something that was relevant, right? So what's more relevant than Taylor Swift? Mm-hmm. Right. So the tricky thing is that when you go into Suno, if you say do a song in the style of Taylor Swift, it's going to tell you no go. It says no, you can't do it because that's an actual person and we don't have the rights. So what I did was I went into ChatGPT and I said, in one sentence, describe Taylor Swift's music. Mm-hmm. And it described it to a T. I can't even remember now. It doesn't matter. It described it to a T. And then I copy and pasted that into Suno. And then I told it and do this about being a content creator and the struggles of a content creator. So this one is called Content, not really a title I feel like she would use, but it's called Content Creator Blues.
Chasing views, need them desperately. Endless grind, life's a blur, you see. Living streams just to feel alive. Comments flow, words cut deep and wide. Smiles are fake, hiding tears inside. Filters on, make the pain subside.
Wow.
Chasing lakes in the dead of night. Click subscribe, don't let me fall. Share my world, give it your all. Growing fast but feeling small. In this world I'm standing tall.
And then it goes on. Yeah, there's like one or two more. Actually, there's a bridge coming up too. We got to hear the bridge coming up.
I hear
as
the
well.
bridge. Yeah.
Every post gotta put on a show. Burning out, where do I go?
Here it comes.
Dreams so high, but the cost so steep. Memories fade in data heaps. Why do I play the game so deep? Pushing forward, never sleep. Click subscribe.
I mean, that is definitely, to me, that's a Taylor Swift song right there.
Yeah, it definitely sounds very Taylor-esque for sure. Sounds like something that would have come off of like Folklore or something like that. Like it's definitely done in that style for sure.
Yeah, but that is not the song I submitted. I've actually regretted. I feel like that should be the one I submitted, but it's not. I submitted the gangsta rap.
See,
instead.
So oh wait, so Ian's saying, in my opinion, this is better than Taylor Swift.
Hey, no comment. No comment.
No comment. You don't want the Swifties coming after you. So, all right. So let me. I'm gonna work off of the gangster rap song. So what was the name? What was the name of that one again? That
one was Life of a Digital Don.
Life of a Digital Don. Oh my god, that was very funny. You know what? So I know I only got to hear it the one time. So I'm just gonna base it off hearing it the one time of that. And I would say that it was fun. It was definitely fun to listen to. I really liked the beat on it. The only thing I wish
Me too.
The only thing I wish with some of that stuff is that, and I don't know if it's just the incapability or whatever, but I wish that actually like there was a bigger bass drop in the beat. Like I kept wanting to hear just a deeper like bass beat to that one. For some reason, I just felt like that kind of in that like that cross, like almost like how like Cube always had like those nice like deep like beats in his music. So I kept feeling like, not that it sounded like Cube, but I felt like the rap style was a little more West Coast style, and I wanted to hear a deeper like bass on that, but I liked the beat of it. I thought it had a good groove to it. So I like that. I thought the voice was pretty good. I wanted the voice to have a little more attitude to it. Just once again, gangster rap has got that very like rough street, like just you can hear it a lot, in that. But once again, we're talking about a robot here, so I think it's doing the best it can for a robot. So I did like the song though. I thought it was fun. I thought the lyrics were great, because obviously
some in the chat here too.
As a content creator, it's like I totally identify with those lyrics,
me too.
Which is kind of funny because you're like, what would if Dre or Cube or Stu or any of those the West Coast guys were spitting about being a content creator? What would they, how would they do it? That would be funny to kind of hear. So where am I at with this? I think it was good. I think it was a really good attempt at making a fun song. I would say for me, I'd give it a 3.8 record.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
3.8
I thought
records.
It would score higher, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Okay. No, I thought it was really good. I feel like with that one, I have to hear it again. But I think 3.8 records right now is what I'll use Amanda's words, nestling in at the moment. But I do want to hear it again. So you'll have to send it to me. So I will. I may amend my rating after hearing it a few more times.
Why don't you share it with the Patreon bunch as well?
Yes, that's actually a great idea. Yeah, I'll put it up on Patreon and share it in there so that way everybody can kind of give their assessment.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Did you play it inside of the Clubhouse room yet?
Nope. Saved it for here.
Okay. So for anybody, I don't know if anybody from Podcast Morning Chat's listening live right now. I don't think there are, but I never know. I think you should play that inside the room and get a record rating from everybody on a scale of 1 to 5 records. Set it up. A scale of 1 to 5 records. 1 being a hard pass, skip it. burn it all the way up
Yep.
to 5 records. Heavenly Music Tours. How would you guys rate this song and play it and then let everybody? I think that would be a fun way to kick off tomorrow's room.
All right, I'll do that. I'll absolutely
Just say
do
it.
that.
Yeah. What is? Oh, Ian, throwing verbal frag grenades. What a great
Yeah,
line.
so that was
Yeah.
one of the lyrics in the song. Throwing verbal frog grenades. And then he says, "What a great line." I don't even know
Yeah.
what that means, verbal frog grenades. But okay.
I don't know either, but it sounds fun. Actually, that should be a. They should make that a shirt.
Yeah.
Throwing verbal frog grenades. No, the lyrics are funny, man. I mean, I liked it. It was good. So, I mean, listen, I just want to say, a 3.8 record. So how, just so everybody understands how the rating system works. 1 is like complete throw it in the sun. I never want to hear it again. This song should be wiped from existence. All the way to 5 records, which, as we said, heavily music to our ears. That's a song we're going to listen to on repeat. It's going on Eternity playlist. That's the kind of material it is. A 3 record rating is like, it's average. A 4 record is above average, and 5 is, so it's like right on the cusp of being like,
Yeah.
it's better than average. It's 3.8 records, so it's
Okay.
close to being above average, very close to being above average. It's like right there.
You don't have to make me feel better, Chris. It's okay.
I'm not trying to make you feel better. I'm trying to explain so everybody understands the rating system of how our goofy rating system works.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. So for me, it's like what I wanted to hear in that was a little deeper of a bass sound in that, and then I think just a little bit more of like a rawness to the voice in my head, knowing this is a robot generating this, so I think it can only go so far. But I don't think we're that far off. I think we're like
fair.
probably I think we're like an update away from that kind of stuff happening. To be honest with you.
So that's those are all 3 for each of us, right? Do you want me to share something else, some other stuff I found?
Yeah, share it, man. Let's listen to a few. We still have some time, so let's listen to a few more jams. I got a couple other ones too that I found that I thought might be fun to play as well, and then we'll do the wheel of themes.
So this one is timely and in 2 ways. 1, because it's Olympic time. So this has got to do with the Olympics. And 2, it's timely because we've been talking about how Snoop is a very common voice that's used in these AI-generated songs. So this one is a mashup of Snoop doing, I don't even know how to put this, doing a rap to the theme of the Olympics. So here you go.
All right.
Oh, and I should say, it's not Snoop. It's just Snoop's song that's being sung by vocalists, quote unquote, to the tune of the Olympics. Let's try that.
Okay. All right.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Oh, drop it like it's hot. When the pigs try to get at you, bark it like it's hot. Bark it like it's hot. Oh, bark it like it's hot. Got the rollie on my arm and I'm pouring Showdown. And I roll the best weed cause I got it going on.
So there you go.
Oh my
There's
God.
a little taste of that. Yes.
That's
I thought that was
ridiculous.
perfect. Also by There I Ruined It. Same one as all the others I pulled.
I gotta follow the There I Ruined It account because
He's awesome.
they're doing some great stuff.
I reached out to that guy a while back when he was first trying to get things going, and he had a hard go of it because, and you can relate to this as a YouTube person, a lot of the stuff kept getting flagged and marked as, not even as AI, but just that he's using other people's music, and he was having the hardest time. But I think he's gotten past a lot of it now because you look at some of these videos, they have millions of views on them now, and he's on all the different platforms. So I think he figured it out.
Yeah, good for him though, because I mean, the copyright stuff is real, and everybody here on YouTube deals with it, and it's not just music either. It's anybody that's using clips and stuff like that, or recap shows, reviews of TV and film. It's like it makes it hard to do our job.
It does.
as YouTube creators. Ian saying once again, this is better than Snoop. I thought it was funny. It's once again, the novelty side of it keeps it really interesting for me because it's so proper, singing like drop it like it's hot. It's so
I know.
crazy to me.
I know.
All right, so here was one too that I didn't play, but I thought it was just fun. So here is, where is it? Here it is. Let me get this queued up. All right, so this was interesting. This was Freddie Mercury featuring Adele to Set Fire to the Rain. And I didn't put this in my list just because I didn't think it was bad. I just was like, I thought the Frank Sinatra one was better, and I wanted to do a Boy Watt song because I thought that would be fun to talk about. But this one is interesting, and this is I don't know if this is the actual creator. I don't know who the creator is actually on this one. It's on a Zenith Esof account, but I don't know if that's the creator.
Okay,
but we'll listen to a bit of this.
I let it fall, my heart, and as it fell, you rose to claim it. It was dark, and I was over until you kissed my lips and you saved me.
My hands,
Oh, it's a
they're
duet.
strong,
Yeah, duet.
but my knees will fall too weak.
Obviously, this is her song.
Stand in your arms without falling to your feet.
But there's a side to you that I never knew all the things you say. They were never true in the games you play. You would always win, always win.
But I set fire to the rain.
Not bad, right?
Watched it burn
not bad.
as I touched the base. When it burned, well, I cried 'cause I heard it screaming out your name. Your name.
When I lay
Yeah, so
with you.
It's
I
good.
feel-
It's good. I've heard some better recreations of Freddie, but that
too.
was really well done, and I like that they did it as a duet. I think that was smart and creative.
yeah, I thought that was a good way of kind of, because I felt like, okay, it's Freddie-esque, not 100% Freddie, but there's definitely parts in the phrasing where they sort of nail it, but I feel like it's even a little like higher than like how he would normally like.
Yeah.
But listen, it's fun to listen to. Like, so once again, if you're like, I wonder what it'd be like if Freddie Mercury sang this song with Adele, like what would it sound like? Well, there you go. So
Yeah.
you can kind of get, the visual helps it, because when you watch, if anybody who's not watching the video version, like, some of these, the creators, like in this case, they use some like live version of Freddie playing a piano and singing. And of course they match it up with Adele actually singing the song. So they cut it back and forth. So the visual helps the imagination work that's Freddie, or could be Freddie singing it. But I think on its own you're kind of like, yeah, it sounds like Freddie, but more like Freddie tribute act kind of Freddie.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. But still really well done.
But
I
still
like
well
that a
done
lot.
and fun. So that was one that I had found. Didn't make today's list, but I said, you know what? If we have some time, I'll at least play it a little bit. Play a little bit of it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Well,
All
I
right.
can give you one other
Yeah.
version if you want. Okay,
Yeah,
so this is again.
let's do it, man.
This was me trying to find which of the content creator songs I wanted to use, and I think we'll have to see. I believe this one is another gangsta rap style. We'll
Okay.
see if this one meets more of your criteria
All right.
than
all
the
right.
others. Totally different lyrics, but same type of message. Let's check this out.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right.
This is called Clout Chasing.
All right. Okay.
Here it comes.
You
I
may
know
have
it's
to
a
turn
little
it up.
quiet. Here it goes.
You may have to turn it up a little bit more.
It can't go up anymore. Darn
Okay.
it.
Hold on. I got you.
You got
Oh,
me? You can turn it up?
Yeah, I could turn it up a little bit more on my side.
Okay, let me pull it back up for you.
Yeah, pull it
Here we
back
go.
up
Let's
again.
try it again.
Screen glare burning, another sleepless night. Content wars, digital scars, endless fight. Hope in the algorithm, shutters on the light. Hashtag hustling, grinding for the click. Numbers ain't rising and it's making me sick. Standing out, nah, shadow ban real quick. Fake friends, fake likes, it's all a cruel trick. Cloud chasing, face Facing all the strife, living online feels like rolling dice. Gotta post, grow, sacrifice your life. Chasing that fame, cut deep like a knife. Algorithms twisted.
I mean, this is pretty good, right?
It's pretty funny. It sounds like a mashup between like Onyx and like House of Pain or something like that.
Yeah.
Hopes evaporate faster than a cloud. Trendy pants, catchy hook, not enough.
The bass is better in this one.
Cyberspace is tough. Battles in the chatter going rougher than rough. Chasing numbers, standards will bluff.
Chasing numbers, standards will bluff. I feel like this one's
so-
a little. I feel like this is a little more catchier.
Might be. I might have gone with the wrong one, but that's okay. I got to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
and Suno, okay, clearly doesn't raise the decibel level enough on their music, because these were
Yeah.
really, I had this riding all the way up as loud as it could, and it really wasn't loud enough.
That's all right. I cranked it a little bit on my side, so people heard it. But
Good.
I would say that I actually think I like that one better because I felt like it was a little catchier. And I liked that the bass was actually improved on the beat on that one. And the voices were, I guess a little rougher, a little raw.
Yeah.
I like that one. I thought it was good, man. That was catchy. It was catchy.
Yeah.
I would give that one a I would say it's better than average. So I would say that's definitely like a close to. I would say it's a 4. I would give that one a 4 record.
Okay. All right. Slightly edges out the one that I picked.
Just
Okay.
because I feel like that the bass sounded better on that beat, and I feel like the song itself was a little catchier. On
Okay.
first listens.
Yeah.
On first listens.
I'll send you all of these, Chris.
Send me all of them, because I actually want to
Yes.
re-listen to all of them. I'm like into it. Like, yeah, I've been actually for those of you all listening here on RadioGardenState.com, I've actually been trying to work on doing an intro song for the morning show, and I've been using Suno and all that. And so far, I haven't found like. I'm getting there. I feel like I'm getting closer to like where I want to be. I've been like writing lyrics and stuff. I feel like the biggest problem that I'm having with Suno is even I'm telling it to do it shorter, it's making the songs too long. And I don't want it long. I want it to be like a 30 to 60 second, like, and it's making it like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. And I'm like, that's way too long. So I'm trying to make it so then I can edit, like, so if I can get it to like the first run of lyrics and then make my edit.
I wonder if in the prompt you could put something about, instead of just telling it how long you want it to be, what if you said something like, I had a great idea. Oh, what if you called it a jingle? Like say, write a jingle.
Not a bad
or
idea.
write a radio show opening jingle.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe the word jingle will give it enough to know, okay, jingles are usually shorter and sweeter, and
Yeah.
maybe that'll do it.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Maybe I should try that. Let me see if I could find one of the ones I was working on. Let me see if I can bring it up.
When you're bringing that up, I'll play you. I think this was my other Taylor Swift.
See if I can get into my account.
This is another Taylor Swift version.
Another Taylor Swift version.
Woke up each day, dreaming my heart, click and upload, aiming for the stars. Long nights alone, eyes on the screen, building my world.
Sounds
from
even
what
more like
can't be
Taylor
seen.
Swift.
Mm-hmm.
I rise from the shadows, turn dreams into gold. Click after click now, my story is told.
Pretty good, right?
That is pretty good.
Haters say no.
Yeah.
That
I
is
think
pretty
you're right.
good.
That could sound even more like a
It
Taylor
does.
Swift song. Yeah.
I think it does sound a little bit more like Taylor Swift. Trying to log into my Suno account, and it's giving me all kinds of issues right now. So
I was stalling for you and everything, Chris.
I know. I'm like sitting here trying to log in, and it's like not letting me log in. It's literally saying something went wrong every single time I log in. So I don't know what's going on with it. So sorry guys, you won't be able to hear any debut versions of a work in progress because Google's won't ever let me log into anything because it's a constant security every 3 seconds. Yeah, it literally is that right now. Literally is that right now. Yep. I'm like trying to, nope, still won't let me in. Oh well, Sorry,
Oh, well.
everybody. I know you were all
Well.
excited about it, but it's not happening right now. Not happening. All right. So listen, guys, this has been a really fun show. We have one thing
Yeah.
left to do today. One thing
Oh,
left to
yeah.
do before we wrap it up. That's right.
Awesome.
For all of
I'm-
you,
I'm excited to be a part
Yeah.
of this one. Okay.
you are. For
Yeah.
all of you that have waited so patiently, everybody on the live, everybody on RadioGardenState.com, everywhere. Here we go. This is the point of the show where we spin the wheel of show theme. That's right.
Love it.
Spinning the wheel. Everybody's favorite part of the show.
I love it.
All right. So the wheel, and this was inspired by you, Mark, by the way, because Mark
I know.
does
I know. I
fun,
love it.
fun win Fridays, Friday wins and
Yeah,
spins.
every Friday we share our wins from the week, and I usually want to make sure that we're also talking all things podcasting. So sometimes we spin our wheel of topics, and they're usually frequently asked questions by content creators, and then we all try to answer those questions. So yeah, that's
Right.
where it's inspired from.
Yep, inspired from that, and because Amanda and I were like, well, we want to start doing themes, and we were trying to figure out ways to we want people, we want to involve the audience, the community, we'll make it part of the show. We're like, well, let's just do the wheel of themes, and so we spin the wheel of themes, and so we keep loading it up. So this theme's on here, because if this is your first time listening to the show, well, these themes are picked by Amanda and I, plus you guys, our community, have given us lots of ideas. So please keep them coming. And even if we did it already, it doesn't matter, because sometimes those performed very well, and we need to do a sequel. So keep the ideas coming. No theme is off base. So I'm going to give the themes a shuffle.
All
And
right.
here we go. We are spinning the wheel. What is next week's show theme going to be? And all right, there you go.
Wow.
Songs about heartbreak and big loss, which by the way, we have done this show before, and that was it is in our top 10 of most downloaded episodes. So
Ooh.
therefore demands a sequel. And that is submitted by Tina, by the way, who's been a big part of our community here for a very long time. So thank you, Tina, for that submission. I will remove it so it's no longer on the list. So next week's show theme is going to be songs about heartbreak and big loss in that way.
With the return of Amanda.
Yeah, so this is right up Amanda's alley, because Amanda's got no shortage of songs, I'm sure, about heartbreak. So of course, we always ask the community, ask our audience here, what songs would make your playlist? What makes your heartbreak playlist? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know either here on this video, or we'll also post it in Facebook, on our Facebook group, by the way. We have a Facebook group that is free to join. Once again, all these links are in our notes below, so you can access it. Or if you're watching and you just want to do it quick, you just scan the QR code on the screen, and you could get access to all the links. Every link that we have. So, all right. So next week. So Mark, what would immediately coming to top of your head? What would make your list, or what song right away would you be like, I think I'd put this on my list? Love. I'm putting you on the spot a little bit.
I'm gonna really pull deep here, because this was a song that I had with my sixth grade girlfriend. This was our song. And
Okay.
she was always breaking my heart, by the way. One More Night by Phil Collins.
Oh, wow. That's a solid pick, man.
Right? That's a great pick for
Yes.
this kind of category. Yeah.
That is a good pick for this category. One More Night. I just actually didn't forgotten about that song.
Uh-huh.
I like it. That's a good choice.
Thank you.
That is a good one.
If you want, I'll just fill in for Amanda full time if that's.
Yeah, I mean,
if
you
that's
may have
best.
to. I think you might have to. I don't know. Hopefully Amanda's coming back. I don't know. Amanda, are you coming back to the show? She was on vacation. She's like, you know what? I'm done with getting up on Mondays and doing the show.
Yeah.
You never know. I like that one. That might man, that might make my list. I don't know. I may have to steal that one. I don't know. We'll see. It's always this is the process of putting these songs together. I'm telling you, it's like the list usually starts off with like 20 songs, and then it's a process of elimination, because it's really only 3 songs, and then trying to figure out like which songs we may not have heard before, because that's also a thing. Like I always try to go with I don't think she's heard this before, so that way it's not
Right.
like she's giving a review on. And for the most part, I'd say 90% of the songs I give Amanda I haven't heard before, and I would say for her giving me songs, it's mostly I haven't, because it's genres of music I don't like go to.
Yeah.
So she gets me, and sometimes too she's like, "Oh my god, how do you not know this song? This was a huge hit," and I'm like, totally didn't hear it just because it wasn't on the radio stations I was listening to, you know, so it was not on my radar.
I hear you, man. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to having her back and hearing you both together again.
Well, Ian is giving you props. He says, great to have Amanda back. Well done the last 2 weeks, Mark. You were really good. Look at that.
Oh, thanks, Ian. Appreciate
The audience
that.
loves you. The audience loves
Thank you.
And
That's
by the way,
awesome.
Ian, Mark is in the Patreon group as well. He is part of our Patreon community as well. So you guys can also connect there if you'd like. All right. So next week's show theme, once again, is songs about heartbreak and loss. So start thinking about the songs you might make your playlist. We'll post it in the Facebook group, all that. We'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know what songs you think we should be sharing with each other. I will put my list together. I will tell Amanda. She'll put her list together. And we will be back here next Monday live at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on RadioGardenState.com and also on YouTube and Facebook. And of course, you can always listen to every episode of Song Swap Showdown on the go, anywhere you get podcasts. We are on every single platform imaginable pretty much at this point. So you don't ever have to miss an episode. But listen, the fun is joining us live if you can. All right, Mark, hey, this has been an amazing 2 weeks, buddy. Thank you so much for hanging out and for having fun. I'm glad we got to do the AI version of the show's not AI, but we talked about AI songs, and that was fun. That was fun to do, man. So thanks for being part of it for 2 weeks.
And you know what, Chris? The fun doesn't stop, because tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, you're joining me on one of my live stream shows, the Minvo Procast, MINVO. And you can find us on LinkedIn and on YouTube. So again, just look for Minvo and you'll find that scheduled. You can add it to your calendar, be notified, however you like to do it. But Chris is joining me to talk about marketing and as a content creator. So check that out if you're available at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Absolutely. Check that out. I'll be posting it out on social media and everywhere in the and also in the Facebook group for Song Swap Showdown as well. Yeah, so if you guys can jump on, please do. It'll be a fun and lively discussion for sure. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today and for just overall having fun. We love you guys. You guys are such a great community, and thank you, Radio Garden State, for having us on your airwaves. If you are watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell so that way you get notified every time we go live. If you're listening on anywhere on the go, on podcast platforms everywhere, hit the follow button so that way you also get notified. And if you want more of this, if you like what we're doing and you want to support the show, a great way to do that is to head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Song Swap Showdown. Feel free to join for as little as $1.50. Our Costco hot dog and soda combo level there. We've got lots of great perks, lots of great fun stuff going on there, and we love it if you could join us over there as well. All right, everybody. We will see you. I will see everybody on RadioGardenState.com tomorrow, and I will also see you at 12 o'clock with Marc Ronick live for sure. But if not, if you can't see any of those, then we will be back next Monday at 8:15 a.m. All right, everybody. I'll let Mark say it. Actually, I steal your line sometimes. Go ahead, Mark. I'll let you say it. Say the line.
All right. Until Monday. Until next Monday. Make it a great day, everybody. Take care.